All right, so what we do on our situational hitting is we go 3 rounds. What you're going to have is over here, you've got the different rounds, how we have it set up. These can all change, but what we do is 3 bunts. So we start off with a runner at second base. So we sack him over to third. Then we squeeze him in, and then you're going down the line as you drag. After you drag bunt, you go down the line, break down, and then coach will yell go as you're looking to the right, so you end up at second base. So we're acting like it's an overthrow of first base, and we end up at second base. So, and then the next guy will come up and he'll sack the guy over to third, and then we'll squeeze him in, and then we'll drag. So those are our bunt rounds. Uh, and what we do with a bunt round is every group will come through on the bunt. So first group will come in. Here's all of our hitters up here. They'll go through all the bunts, and then group one will end up going out shagging. Group two, which was in the cages, will come in and they'll do the bunt. So we get all the bunts out of the way with all the different groups. We go 3 groups right now. Sometimes we go 4. You can do as many as you really want. So that's the way we do it on the bunts. Situation wise, we start with a runner at first base. So we hit and run. Once we hit and run, we give him one chance to hit and run. That's it. And then once he's at second base, we're looking to get him over, base hit behind him, whatever we have to do. So he'll end up at third. And then once he's at third base, we'll go ahead and have him try and drive him in for an RBI, fly ball, base hit, ball the opposite ground ball opposite field, any of those things to get him in. And we're scoring the kids on all these. So what happens is after group one goes through situation, they might get a +5, which means they did the hit and run right. They get a point. Get them over, get a point. Get him in, get a point. And the last one on the situations, it really should be 4 here. Is the last one you're hitting and you're taking off. You're pretty much playing it live, so you're coming out of the cage on the fourth swing. So that's our situations. And so once we've kept score, winning team's going to come back in. We set up a screen in between, in the grass, in between second and first base, and we give them 3 front toss balls, and they're trying to hit the screen, and that way they get a competition in. But this is only for the team that's the winning team. So our groups down here, we kind of went over it. So live would be the live bunts right off the bat. They're hitting out on the field. And what we do have is JV guys or just extra guys. We have them as runners. That way, we're getting all of our situational running in at the same time. So when we're going over bunts, there's one guy bunting. There's a varsity player at second base, and then behind him is 3 or 4 different runners getting ready to run and really kind of mimicking what the guy in front of them is doing. That way, they're learning how to run the bases at the same time that our varsity guys are running the bases live out on the field. Um, and then in the cages, depends on what we're doing that day. We'll get our dailies in. We do hack attack, we do plyo balls, all those other things. But this changes down here, so it really depends on what we're working on in the cages. And then the other group is out shagging. So the last group is shagging, and they'll shag until the first group is done, and then they end up in the cages. So we're rotating through 3 groups. And a rotation is you go live, then you shag, and group one will end up in the cages at the end. Catching, these are guys that are going to actually catch live during BP. So, we try and rotate these guys through. We also have one guy or 2 guys in the pen catching our pitchers throwing their pins that day. We try and squeeze in as many pins as we can during the week. So we also doing pins while we're doing situational hitting. But usually these are 2 freshmen here that'll come in and they'll catch me what I'm throwing that day, uh, throwing live BP, and then they'll also go down to the bullpen. So we'll rotate those 3 guys out. You can have more. What we have for the in the cage, like I said, we have our dailies. We have our hack attack, which is usually a 3-plate hack attack, and then plyo, which is the heavy balls off the tee or off front toss. In the outfield, we have the hack attack. During the bunt round, they're actually doing our box drill. So the hack attack machine, we have a hack attack junior shooting fly balls at them until the bunts are done, and then most of the time they're getting live fly balls or the outfield coach will go down and he'll fungo from the side, try and get half of the group live, half of the group with fly balls. Uh, Infielders, they get fungos the whole time, and really we like our players to hit fungos the whole time. Um, and after the running coach is done, he'll usually come in and help out with the fungos. But most of the time, it's the players. So what we have for our coaches, we have live, which is usually me throwing BP runners, which is our coach is in charge of runners, so he's there at every base, kind of going through everything with them. And then we have the guys in the bullpen. We have one of our coaches down in the bullpen getting some bullpens done for that day. We'll have a coach in the cages, and then our outfield coach will be uh, taking care of the outfielders, trying to get them as many fly balls as they can during the whole situational hitting. Down here, usually what I use for special is any punishment that we have for the kids, might mess around in class, things like that. Or this is going to be where all the managers have all their notes that what has to be set up.